Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dearest Muslim listeners. In the seemingly perfect community of Crescent Moon, Amina and Rashid's marriage was viewed as a modern-day fairy tale. Rashid, a successful lawyer, and Amina, an accomplished author, were the darlings of their social circle. Their love story was the stuff of legends, passionate, enduring, and seemingly unbreakable. But beneath the polished veneer of their perfect life lay a tangled web of lies and deceit that would tear them apart forever. Our story begins where Amina and Rashid met at a literary event where Amina was promoting her latest novel. Rashid, captivated by her intellect and beauty, pursued her with unwavering determination. Their courtship was swift, and within a year, they were married. The couple quickly became a power duo, hosting lavish parties and participating in numerous philanthropic endeavors. But even in the early days, there were signs that not all was well. Rashid's demanding career often kept him away from home, and Amina, while supportive, felt increasingly isolated. To cope with her loneliness, Amina threw herself into her writing, creating characters and stories that allowed her to escape from her reality. As Rashid's career soared, so did the distance between him and Amina. Late nights at the office, business trips, and endless meetings became the norm. Amina tried to be understanding, but the strain of their marriage was undeniable. She began to suspect that Rashid was hiding something, but each time she confronted him, he assured her that everything was fine. "Rashid, you've been so distant lately. Is there something you're not telling me?" Amina said. "Amina, you know how demanding my job is. I'm doing this for us, for our future," Rashid stated. "It's not just about the job, Rashid. It's about us. I feel like I'm losing you." Rashid said, "You're not losing me, Amina. Love, we're just going through a rough patch. It'll get better, I promise." Despite his reassurances, Amina couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. Her intuition was confirmed when she stumbled upon a series of cryptic messages on Rashid's phone late one night. The messages were from an unknown number, filled with suggestive language and intimate details that left no room for doubt. Rashid was having an affair. Determined to uncover the truth, Amina began to dig deeper. She hired a private investigator to follow Rashid and gather evidence. What she discovered was beyond her worst fears. Rashid was involved with a woman named Layla, a seductive and ambitious paralegal at his firm. Their affair had been going on for months, and Rashid had gone to great lengths to keep it hidden. The private investigator said, "Mrs. Rashid, I have the information you requested. Your husband has been seeing a woman named Layla. They've been meeting regularly at a hotel downtown." I can't believe this. How could you do this to me?" Amina said. "I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, Mrs. Rashid, but you needed to know the truth." Armed with this information, Amina confronted Rashid. The confrontation was explosive, filled with accusations, tears, and shattered trust. "How could you, Rashid? How could you betray me like this?" "Amina, I can explain," stammered Rashid. "Explain? Explain how you've been lying to me? Sneaking around with her? What else have you been hiding?" "It was a mistake. I was weak and I'm sorry. But I love you, Amina. Please, let's work through this. You think a simple apology will fix this? You've destroyed everything we've built." In the weeks that followed, Amina and Rashid's marriage unraveled. Amina moved out of their home and stayed with her close friend Yasmin. While Rashid desperately tried to make amends, he ended his affair with Layla, cut off all contact, and sought counseling. But the damage was done. and Amina struggled to find a path to forgiveness. Yasmin was Amina's rock during this tumultuous time, reminding her of the strength of forgiveness in Islam, but also supporting her friend in whatever decision she made. Amina, Allah is most forgiving, most merciful. He commands us to forgive, even when it's hard. But forgiveness doesn't mean you have to stay with him. It's about finding peace in your heart. Amina said, I know, Yasmin, but how do I forgive someone who shattered my trust, my heart? How do I even begin to move past this? Amina said, one step at a time, my friend. Pray, seek guidance, and take care of yourself first. Your heart will guide you. Rashid, meanwhile, was consumed with guilt. He knew he had made a grave mistake, and he was willing to do anything to win Amina back. He sent her flowers, letters of apology, and made grand gestures, but Amina remained resolute. I know I've hurt you deeply, Amina, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make things right. I can't imagine my life without you, Rashid said. Rashid, you just don't get it. It's not about the flowers or the apologies. It's about the trust you destroyed, the lies you told. You broke something in me that can't easily be fixed. One evening, Rashid showed up at Yasmin's house, desperate to speak with Amina. He was disheveled, clearly worn down by the weight of his actions. Yasmin, though hesitant, let him in, knowing that Amina needed to confront her past before she could move on. Amina, please, just hear me out. I know I don't deserve forgiveness, but I can't live with myself knowing that I've lost you forever. Rashid, I've heard all of your apologies. I've seen your attempts to fix this, but the truth is, I just can't go back to the way things were. You took something from me that I can never get back. My trust in you. I will spend the rest of my life earning your trust back. Just give me a chance, Rashid cried. Amina's voice cracked with emotion as she responded, her eyes filled with tears of both anger and sorrow. Rashid, I forgive you, not for your sake, but for mine. Holding onto this anger is like poison, and I refuse to let it destroy me. But forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean I'll stay in a marriage where I'll always be looking over my shoulder, wondering if you'll betray me again. Amina, you don't have to wonder. I've learned my lesson. I'll never hurt you again. But I will always wonder, Rashid. And that's not a life I want to live. I can't go back to you. I need to move forward on my own terms. The decision weighed heavily on Amina, but she knew in her heart that it was the right one. With Yasmin's support, she began to process the legal separation from Rashid. It wasn't an easy choice, but it was one she made for her own peace of mind and her future. Amina, you're making the right choice. I know this is hard, but the best thing you could have done is forgive him. And now it's time to focus on your healing. Allah has a plan for you, and sometimes that means walking away from what no longer serves you. Amina said, I know. It's just so hard to let go of the life we built together, but I can't live in the shadow of betrayal forever. Rashid, devastated by Amina's decision, struggled to come to terms with it. He tried to fight the separation, begging Amina to reconsider, but she stood firm. She knew that staying in the marriage would only bring more pain, and she wasn't willing to sacrifice her peace for the sake of appearances. Amina, please don't do this. We can work through this. I know we can. Rashid, this isn't something we can just work through. You made your choices, and now I'm making mine. I need to put myself first for once. As the weeks turned into months, Amina slowly began to rebuild her life. She focused on her writing, pouring her pain and anger into her work. Her latest novel, a raw and emotional story about betrayal and healing, became an instant bestseller, resonating with readers who had experienced similar struggles. Amina said, Writing this book was like therapy for me. It helped me process everything and gave me the strength to move on. I am so proud of you, Amina, Yasmin said. You've turned your pain into something beautiful, something that will help others heal too. Rashid, on the other hand, was left to face the consequences of his actions. He moved out of their home, struggling to come to terms with the reality of his loss. He continued to attend therapy, hoping to understand his mistakes and prevent them from happening again in the future. I've lost the most important person in my life because of my own foolishness, Rashid said. I don't know how to move on from this. His therapist said, healing takes time, Rashid. You need to focus on yourself, on understanding why you made the choices you did, and on becoming a better person moving forward. Amina and Rashid's separation was the talk of Crescent Moon. Some people judged Amina for leaving her husband, while others admired her strength and resilience. Amina paid little attention to the gossip, focusing instead on her own healing and growth. One day, while visiting the masjid, Amina ran into Layla. The encounter was tense, but Amina had long since let go of her anger. Layla said, Amina, assalamu alaikum. I just wanted to say I'm sorry for everything. Amina said, Layla, I forgave you a long time ago. Holding on to anger only hurts me. I hope you've learned from this and can move forward in a better way. Layla said, I have, and I truly am sorry. Months later, Amina stood at the edge of the ocean, feeling the cool breeze on her face. She had come a long way since discovering Rashid's betrayal. She was no longer the woman who had been broken by lies and deceit. She was stronger, wiser, and at peace. Yasmin, standing beside her, smiled. I am so proud of you, Amina. You've come so far. You've had so many tests thrown at you, and you just bounced back. Thank you, Yasmin. I couldn't have done it without your support, without my faith in Allah. It has guided me through this journey, and I know He has something better in store for me. Inshallah, you deserve all the happiness in the world, Amina, and I know it's just around the corner, Yasmin said. Amina looked out at the horizon, feeling hopeful for the first time in a long time. She had forgiven Rashid, but she had also chosen herself, and in that choice, she found her strength. Amina's story became a source of inspiration for many women in Crescent Moon. Her courage to leave a broken marriage, despite the pressure to forgive and stay, resonated with those who had faced similar struggles. She began to give talks and write articles about her journey, encouraging others to find their own path to healing and self-love. Amina said, forgiveness is a powerful thing, but it doesn't always mean staying. Sometimes the best to forgive is to let go and move forward. We all deserve to be happy, to be at peace, and to live a life free from pain and betrayal. Her words touched the hearts of many, giving them the strength to make difficult decisions in their own lives. Amina's journey was a testament to the power of faith, forgiveness, and the importance of choosing oneself in the face of betrayal. As Amina walked down the path of her new life, she knew that she had made the right decision. She had forgiven Rashid, but she had also found her own strength, her own voice, and her own happiness. With her head held high and her heart filled full of hope, she stepped into a future that was bright, promising, and entirely her own. This is just the beginning, Amina said. My story isn't over yet. It's only just begun. And so, Amina's journey continued, one step at a time, guided by faith, strength, and the unwavering belief that she deserved nothing less than the best that life had to offer. Stay tuned, my dearest Muslim listeners, for more episodes of Crescent Moon Chronicles, where we uncover the hidden lives and untold stories of those who navigate the complexities of love, faith, and betrayal. Ever sincerely yours, Lady Khadija Quill.